Okay, we're live, we're recording. Let's go. So today's session, you're gonna need a peanut and a ball. Okay, and we're gonna start with a peanut into your T-spine. Morning, Jill. So let's have you onto your back for me. Lying supine like so, knees are bent. You're gonna take the peanut here and you're gonna roll out. We're gonna get the peanut into the lowest rib, and then you're just going to relax back, and we're looking to get the tailbone down, tail tuck, and the head and the shoulders supported on the floor as well. And we're just going to relax here for a moment. Accessing the breath, and sinking into the peanut. If you see Garmin has been hacked, endurance athletes all over the world panicking that they can't see their session. Real steady. Let's go hands out, palms up, heels and knees locked together. Take a roll to the left with the knees, keeping the peanut under the spine. Stay quiet in the rib, come back to neutral, go into the opposing side. And then just keep that flow going, real steady. Good. Last one, part the feet, tail tuck under, float the hip from the floor, anterior tilt on the pelvis out, and then tail tuck under again. Just go two more for me from here, okay? Nice and relaxed, softening into the peanut. Brilliant. Then let's go crunch from the top. Real steady. Lengthen back out. Exhale. Inhale as you come down. Exhale. Inhale as you come down. One more for me. Brilliant. Relax back. Just tack over with both arms perfectly straight. Up bicep to ear with the arm perfectly straight and the tailbone tucked under. Really smooth. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale open. Exhale down. Inhale open. Exhale down. Okay, we're going to go one more step with this peanut. So we're going to move the body relative to the peanut. So the peanut's higher on the spine. So just go one step further up, maybe an inch. Just above that thoracolumbar joint now, just resting into it. Take your 5 breaths here. So just remembering the efficacy of these massage exercises hugely improved when you properly access the breath. Heels and knees up together. Make your roll to the left, back to neutral, roll to the right. 2 more for me. Use the breath still. So we don't want to get tense and we don't want to start popping the shoulders from the floor. Brilliant. Hold here, feet flat into the floor, tail tuck, anterior tilt on the pelvis down to the floor. Same again, tail tuck, flattening to the peanut. And down, steady. 2 more for me, connect through the front line. Open out, 1 more. Brilliant. Put the tailbone down, hands across the chest. Inhale, prep. Exhale, crunch. So when you prep, I want you to feel that inhale, little bit of stretch on the tummy. Inhale, belly button drawn to the spine. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. 1 more now. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. And relax back. And reach over. Inhale here. Exhale back to the hip. Inhale. Exhale to the hip. Give me 3 more now. Really steady. Use the breath as you reach over. Exhale as you come back to neutral. Inhale over. Exhale down. Last one. Real steady. Inhale over. Exhale down. Great job. Okay, just roll off to the side of that peanut. And you can lose this. Grab your massage ball. So with the ball, we're going to start in sacroiliac joint or just offset from it. So back you go. Hips into the air. The sacroiliac joint is the flat plate that you've got back in your sacrum here, where you can feel the sort of articulation of the pelvis to the spine. And actually, we just want to be offset from the sacroiliac joint to the left-hand side on this first one. Now, when you go into the left-hand side of the ball, we're looking to extend down the left leg, unlock the knee, and just let it soften and relax to the outside. Brilliant. Breathe through. Just give me 5 breaths here, trying to soften into the tenderness. We're always working with that same assumption that under moderate pressure, muscle tissue shouldn't be tender to touch. So if we find the area that's tender to touch, it needs work. Okay, so as we soften into here, if the tenderness scale is like a 6 or a 7, or even higher, then we definitely need work here. And actually your route to kind of positively affecting this is to access the breath. And it's to go through the layers to try and hit the deepest element that you can with relaxation. 1 more breath now. Getting heavy with the exhalation. Superb. Okay, so we're just going to start gently rocking left and right now. So we're working across now from the sacroiliac joint without actually going on top of it, just offset to the left, out to the back side of the iliac spine. Okay, so that's the crest at the side of your hip. So we're just looking to join that line from the sacroiliac joint out to the iliac spine. It's nice and relaxed. We want to be working on that sort of horizontal line, just feeling really heavy into the ball form. Real steady. Not letting go of that breath. So always focused on taking the deep breath, okay? Really good. Really well done. Just a couple more of those horizontal lengths from the iliac spine to the sacroiliac joint. And let's try that now on the opposing side. So no need to switch around, just do the opposite side for me. So remember, we started just to the side of that sacroiliac joint. So you don't want to be on the bone, you just want to be on the soft tissue just to the edge of it. And we can normally find like a nice little kind of adhesion or area of tenderness that when we really soften into, when we encourage circulation to, blood flow to, we can really inhibit any grip that that's got over your movement. Obviously, when you've done the massage, we free your movement. That's the primary purpose of it. But if you want to keep that movement freedom, there's a need to practice the movement post as well. Which is why in these function daily sessions, we do normally start with massage. Keep that breath going. We're taking 3 more good deep breaths here. So the massage element really allows us just to start softening and getting our nervous system into the right state. All movement is controlled by the nervous system. So if we can just perceive that we're in a safer place and a more relaxed body, we'll move much better. The moment we have fear, we're giving all the wrong signals. So use that breath. 1 more now. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's awesome. Now let's work that horizontal line from the sacral iliac joint to the iliac spine. Again, not actually going onto any bony areas, just working in that soft tissue pocket at the top of the right hip. Nice and relaxed. Working laterally, left and right. Brilliant, guys. Okay. Let's go with another 4 or 5 passes here. Real steady. Let that soften into that soft tissue, bridging the gap between sacral iliac joint and the iliac spine. It's quite a similar line to something called the sacrotuberous ligament, which tenses up the sacral iliac joint in your walking gait. So it's good to look after this for freedom around your pelvis as you walk. Nice and easy. Not that you want that to get lax. You want some nice stabilisation through that system, but this will just help us to give it that freedom of movement. Brilliant. Okay, last massage. We're going to hit the anterior fibers of TFL, which are like right here, and the origin of your rec fem. So it's underneath this iliac spine right here. So I want you in this clod of connective tissue, front side of the hip. So your best position for this is to turn the hips down to the floor, have the top leg bent with the foot flat on the floor, and then you're going to lower yourself onto the ball with your bottom leg. Now when you lower onto the ball, we want to be in that soft tissue, that connective tissue clod underneath the bony part of the front of the crest of the pelvis. Okay, then to really get the benefit of this massage, we need to lengthen and relax. Okay, so take that arm to the floor, put your head on top of it. We get the double up here, Jill. We did this together yesterday morning. We should be able to make some gains over 48 hours. Just relax. It's going to help us in our hip flow that we're about to move into momentarily. Just nice and relaxed in. Continue to breathe. This isn't a big area, so actually just using the breath. And I want you to actively think about inhaling into that area where you've got the ball. Just nice and relaxed. Let's take 2 more from here. Soften up. And relax. Can you see how tense I'm getting with this hand? That's a sign that I'm resisting. So let go. Kind of clawing at the floor with my free hand. So kind of any tension in your body, just try and let it go. Okay, we're all in this together. Everyone's going through the same discomfort now. So just breathe together 1 more, nice and easy. And exhale, relax. Never a truer word. We're all in this together. Let's change to the opposite side. We're going to get that ball into that thick clod of connective tissue again, underneath the iliac spine. Put that arm out for me, nice and relaxed. And let's just soften into the ball for me. Really relaxed. Again, just using the breath here. Let it go. Remembering the quality of this effort and the effectiveness of this is down to how much we can just encourage the nervous system that everything is okay. Just take it easy. It'll sound like I'm talking to myself. Nice and easy. 3 more breaths in. A long, slow exhalation now. 2 more. Sinking into the ball. Let it go. Okay, great job. Okay, carefully transition off that ball. Lose the ball. We're coming up onto your knees to begin with, and we're going to work with a hip flow from here. We're going to do everything from a half kneeling position, okay? And then we're going to switch on. We've got like 11 movements to run through before we switch sides, okay? So let's take lesser forwards. If you don't mind all going on the same side, then it will just be really easy for me to cue what you're doing. We're going to start in lizard lunge, so we're going hands down to the floor, and we're just going to extend that back leg to straight. Okay, now the hands are inside the instep of that front foot. We're trying to drive this knee forwards and out, and the hips forwards and down to get into this perfectly hip extended position on this rear leg. We've also got this element of hip flexion on this front hip. Okay, just kind of gently stay there for me, just a little bit of a rock, forwards and back, just pumping that back ankle, just a little bit, real steady. Again, remember, efficacy is down to what you tell your nervous system. If you're full of tension, if you're huffing and puffing, if you feel uncomfortable, you are. I want you to rein it back if you feel like that, okay? Now from here, let's just start to pry this hip open. So I want you to put the hand onto the knee, and I want you to work that knee laterally, bring it back to neutral, and then press out to the side again. Try to keep the big toe down on that front foot. So you take the knee as wide as it will go without taking the big toe off the floor. Okay, so we're still rooted into the floor with that front foot. This front hand on the floor should be nice and flat. Make sure you're not up on the thumb. Okay, you don't want that pressure on your thumb joint. Perfect. Okay, put this rear knee down. Let's go with a twist. So we're going to come down with your elbow to the heel, and then we're going to arch and bow the chest towards the knee, open out. And this should be like an exhale as you come down to the heel here, and then inhale as you arch your bow, open the hand. Exhale down, inhale, open. Exhale down, inhale, open. Exhale down, inhale, open. Brilliant. Keep going for me. Exhale. Inhale. Brilliant. Okay, rest there. Okay, this is only a movement towards, okay? Don't panic if you can't quite get there. Let's take forehead to toes. So we come down and touch, and then back out. Great job, Joe. Looking awesome, mate. Let's have a look. I need to see that. Awesome. Let's go, Mads. Down to the toes, back up. Good. One more for me. Move the torso, not just the head. Down you come, and back. That's brilliant. Okay, take yourself up now into your long lunge here. And we're going to rotate from this tall position. So hands in front of you. Let's take an inhale and reach around and follow with that lead, with that following arm. Exhale, come back to neutral. Just do 3 more for me. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, back to neutral. Lead with your eyes. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale, back to neutral. And then bring the knee down to the floor. Okay, from this half kneeling position, we're going to get the hip rolling. Let's go 5 counterclockwise and then 5 clockwise, scraping the barrel. Great job. Keep going for me. 2. 1. There you go. Now take this leg out to the outside like so. And we're going adductors or adductor rock. So you're throwing here and throwing to the outside. Throwing to the inside and back out. Superb. Keep going. I think we forgot to do the circle the other way, so we're going to come back to that now. Come back, go back into here, tuck the tail. Now take that, scrape the barrel in the opposite direction to what you did last time. So let's get ahead of yourself. Real steady. Strong tummy. Make sure you drive that from the hips. Looking awesome. Brilliant. Now stay here for me. Stay still. Quiet down. Pull the belly button to the spine. Posterior tuck on the pelvis. Try and get as much action on this glute as you possibly can. That's wicked. Let's take the same hand as the rear leg straight up to the sky so that you feel that length through the side of your body. And with the opposite hand, I want you to reach across and around. So it pulls you into this open right hand side. Now reach across the midline and forwards with the fingers as far as you possibly can without letting the tail tuck go. Continue to breathe. And back. Superb. We're taking the hands back down to the instep now. Couple for the hamstrings. So from here, let's pump backwards with an exhale. Inhale as you shift the hips forwards. So when you come back here, push the tailbone to the sky. Feel the stretch in the high hamstring of the front leg. So this is push back, stay flat on your back. Inhale, come forwards. Push back, tailbone up and out. Inhale, come forwards. 2 more for me. Let's go. Push back. Come forwards. 1 more. Push back. And come forwards. Nice. Now, same pump. Let's take you into almost like a striding triangle sort of shape here. And we're gonna bend forwards, and then you're gonna push the butt back. Keep the hands inside the instep. Look, with the knee lifted now, we're trying to create the best triangle that we can possibly get with your tailbone up to the sky. 2. 1 more now. Push to the sky. That's brilliant. There you go. Now step forwards and drop yourself straight into a deep squat position for me. Wicked. Okay, so just rest here for me. Let's just do this little bit of kind of rocking. Try to keep the heels down as you move left and right. So here we've got this element of ankle dorsiflexion where the knees pushing forwards of the toes, keeping the heel down. And we've just got this gentle rock going on. We're keeping the torso perfectly vertical and we're sitting the hips right into the heels. We're working here on your comfort with this hip flex position and getting the head of the femur right back in the joint here where it should be. So we're chest up, we're getting comfortable with this position. That's brilliant. If you can't access it with the heels down, you just sit in, let the heels raise a little bit, but then work on it. See how much we can kind of do. Also, ideally, with this position, we're comfortable sitting with the toes straight forwards. You can see mine have just flipped out a little bit. So feel free just to change those. Sit down, drive the knees to the outside. You can like pry this way a little bit. You can rock east and left. You can do a bit of a prayer here. You can go single arm, whatever you want to do, okay? Just get comfortable with this deep squat position. And then we're going to repeat that whole half kneeling sequence on the opposing side, all right? So we're going back, we're going to go, what did we do last time? I have my left foot forward, so I'm going right foot forwards now. So make sure you go to the opposite side. We don't want to end up wonky at the end of the session. So let's go lizard lunge first, okay, which is this rear knee elevated, nice long lunge position. And with this, we just rocked a little bit. Let me get to a nice 3/4 angle so you can really see what's going on here. We just rocked a little bit, pumping the ankle. You're doing great, guys. Stay there for me. Real steady. Okay, then we're going to just try and pry this hip open. So make sure I'm up on that thumb again. Make sure you're off the thumb, hands strong into the floor, and then push that front knee out laterally to the side, trying to stay straight and flat in that back leg. So you feel the psoas on the back leg with that nice straight leg, front hip stretch. Good shape. There you go. Push that front knee out to the outside. Bring it back to neutral. Push it out. 2 more. Excellent. And we're going to go with this nice twist where we take the elbow to the heel and then we archer's bow out to the sky. This is exhale down. Inhale, open. Open the chest. 3 more. Heel to toe. Inhale as you open the front side of the body. That's normally where we're going with it. So this is inhale, exhale down. Brilliant. Okay, hold on to that foot now. Here's your favourite one. Let's go forehead to toes. And back up. There you go. So a bit different this side. I'm not quite making it. A little bit of an asymmetry left and right. Actually, this is my strong hamstring on this side. My left one's a compromised one, so maybe the problem with my left is more of a, slack hamstring rather than a strong and tensile one, because actually I don't have the range in this hip to get down there. That's interesting, all right? So forehead to toes, brilliant. Let's take you up into that long position again and upright. So we're right here, reverse so you can see me. Here we go, hands in front of you. Now this time we're going to stay vertical, tuck the tail under. Let's rotate around. Inhale, exhale back. Same again. Inhale, exhale back. Inhale, follow round with that following arm. 2 more now, let's go. Brilliant. 1 more, strong tummy. Reach and back. Lovely. Go back to the knee. And let's scrape the barrel now. So we're going counterclockwise with the hips, real steady. So lots of T-spine work today, lots of hip work. Just go 2 more for me. I'm not going to forget this time, we're going to go the other way. So 5 in the opposite direction for me, driving that hip around. Feeling the head of the femur, just working nicely in that joint. Trying to get as much smooth groove as we possibly can, okay? We want that joint hydrated. That synovial fluid going around the joint, brilliant. Keep it going. Let's take this leg to the outside now. So the toes pointing laterally, and then we're going to rock. So here we should feel this adductor stretch. When you come this way, you can look for this little bit of throw into the outside of the hip, into TFL. So here, strong middle, throw to the outside, stay upright with the chest. 3, just 2 more. 2, never stand anywhere too long with this one. No flies on us this morning. Great job, and forwards, there you go. Okay, so tail tuck, this is a static hold. So access the breath. Whenever you get to this half knee stretch, there's a lot of compensatory patterns normally. The compensatory patterns are generally like a rotation out so you don't feel anything, and an anterior pelvic tilt. I can stay all day, I don't feel any sort of stretch anywhere down the front of this hip. So I need to try and make sure I rotate my hips forwards and apply the tail tuck. Okay, you can even just drop the sternum a little bit, because that enables you to really open up that front hip. Okay, and that's what we want. The focus shouldn't just be on driving forwards. It should be tail tuck, hip square. Okay, let's go up with that same arm as the knee that's down, reaching straight up to the sky with the fingertips. And then remember, it's this opposite hand is reaching across the midline, forwards and up. And we're just trying to open up this whole area, psoas, and up into these tissues above the TFL here, into oblique. And just stay there for me. Oh, that feels good. Hopefully it does for you too, guys. Stay there, nice and easy, take it relaxed. 3 more breaths. Awesome. Go on, reach. Love it. Last one now, breathe in. Good. And easy. Great job. Bring the hands down to the instep. Let's go with this hamstring pump. So we drive forwards and down with the hip as far as we can. Then we push the butt back. High, trying to, like the back's always going to flex when we go back into this position. But it's like how much can we resist the spinal flexion and push the hip out when we come into this back position. So you feel that nice high hamstring stretch on the front leg. Okay, so as you come back, tailbone out, scoop out that lower back, keep the big toe down. Awesome, guys. Push back. Good. Hopefully you start to feel nice and free around those hips now. Push back and through. Love that. Right, lift this rear knee and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to rock forwards and then we're going to push up. And we're going to try and hit this nice triangle shape with this rear knee elevated. Push back and up with the hip. Should be feeling this big stretch through here. Let's go 3 more. Push back and up. 2 more. Push back and up. Create the triangle. It's your last one. Add that little bit of rotation on the pelvis to find that deeper stretch. Hold. And then you're going to step into deep squat. Really nice, guys. So feet forwards, knees out, heels down. How comfortable are you with sitting into this deep position with your feet flat on the floor? Okay, just rest there. Brilliant job. Little bit of rock. We're not going anywhere. Stay there. Okay. So if you just tried this session for the first time, if you don't feel like you've made the gains that you could have potentially made, just keep easing those knees out to the outside. There's some critical things you do to support your movement practice. Okay, and fascial health is, a lot of that is about how hydrated your tissues are. Okay, so if you're dehydrated, don't expect to make any gains with your movement practice. All right, if you're dehydrated, you're going to be brittle and you're not going to become pliable. So do pick up your water intake and make sure you consider the mineralization of the water that you take on as well. Okay, so there may need to be salts added to that water. Okay, also it's best when you're hydrating, always try and preload meals with water. Try not to drink during meals or immediately post. So make sure you're hydrated before you eat. That way your gut's nice and hydrated as well. Also good to preload at the front of the day with less coffee, less tea, more water. Okay, that way you're not waking up in the night for a piss every hour and then disturbing your sleep pattern, which is also really important for your movement practice. Okay, because we need that calm nervous system. So good sleep, critical to good movement. Okay, really nice, guys. The other thing to remember is we need a varied practice. We need a multi-planner practice, which means that we don't just move in one direction with the same patterns day in, day out. We do a lot of the rotation and the frontal plane mobilization that we did today, as well as your normal sort of forwards and back work. Okay, so we're going to go into now just a little bit of shoulder stability. Hopefully you feel nice and free in your hips. I certainly do. I feel a lot more comfortable down in this squat now. So we're going to go with a shoulder roll progression to begin with. Okay, so let's start in tall kneeling here, which is both knees down. I'm just going to tilt you up a little bit. Hands by your side for me. And I just want you to draw, this is something we've been going for a couple of weeks now. I've been loving this shoulder roll progression. So this is like the most simple exercise in the world ever, right? But when done properly, does wonders for your shoulder health. So here we want to draw the biggest circle we can possibly draw with the scapula. Like so. Let's just do 5 here. Okay, and almost everybody's got the motor control to be able to control the shoulder blades with a nice straight elbow in this simple pattern. Keep going for me. But there is a progression, and the progression is to first change the arm position, but then load the hands as well. So guys who've been doing this and you're familiar with this, feel free to go on to one of the steps on. First step being to take 2 arms perfectly straight in front of your shoulders. Second step to come down to load it on the floor with your knees bent. Third step to come up to press up, or fourth step to come up to press up, okay? So let me show you this one. For the guys who haven't done it before, everyone else just pick your level. I want you perfectly locked in the elbow, and then I want you driving the scapula around. Now what we don't want to do here is control the movement with the neck or the lumbar spine. So we want to stay nice and still with the lumbar spine and the neck, but we want to drive the scapula around. We're going to go 6 more from here. If you find this really easy and you're getting beautiful glide with your shoulder blades against the upper back, with no compensatory pattern with your head or your lower back, then feel free just to put those hands on the floor and try and get that same beautiful shoulder blade glide around your ribcage with your hands on the floor. I'm about 10 months post shoulder operation, so actually I like to just regress this. I like to take this back and just do the very basic options, not looking to overload the right shoulder. Go one more for me, strong middle for me, roll it around, superb. Let's try going in the opposite direction now. So now I'm going down, up at the back, see I'm losing these arms, over the front at the top, and then down in front. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, superb. 6, try and keep those hands up in front of the shoulders. 7, we're all in this together. 8, keep going guys, don't sag that lower back. 9, one more, go on. 10, that's superb, great job. Okay, shake it out. That's a good one to come back to, especially if you struggle with the coordination of it. Okay, here we go, last exercise guys, a little bit of shoulder stability. Let me run you through the sequence first before you have a go, okay? So this is about putting some strength into the back side of the shoulder girdle and the scaps, as well as developing a little bit of mobility. So we're going to go through 5 steps in this sequence. We're going to go with an I, a W, a T, and then we're going to take you behind the head and then behind the back. Okay, so if you watch this, we're going to go forehead down. We want to try and relax the lower body. So I don't want you kind of straining, lifting the legs, which is showing that we're working up into hyperextension of the lower back. I want the forehead down the entire time. Okay? So we're going to start in this I position. And I want you to elevate both hands, reaching the fingertips as far forwards overhead as you possibly can, without any bend in the elbow, okay? So we're just going to hold this position. Then we're coming down to W, which is this position. Hands are high in front of the elbows. We're squeezing back in between the shoulder blades. Then we come out to T, like so, squeezing back in between the shoulder blades. Then you're going to come into prisoner, fingertips together behind the head. And then I want you to elevate the elbows and squeeze and hold. And then sweep around, big circle. I want you to take both hands together behind the lower back. Don't touch the lower back here. Keep the elbows up and pull the hands up the back. And then we come back to I. Right here. So they're your 5 movements, okay? So we're going to run through those 5 movements 5 times. We're going to hold each position for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay? Let's go, Joe. Okay, so it's I first. So it's double arm over the shoulders, hands lifted. Don't raise the forehead from the floor. Let's go, Jill, come on. Get going. Okay, then bring it down to W. So you're going to trace the elbows back. Stay in this W position. Keep the forehead down. Pull the scapula back and together. Try and keep the hands and the elbows level. Beautiful, Joe. Beautiful, Mads. Beautiful, Jill. Well done. Hold here. And then reach to the outside into T position. Keep the forehead down. Brilliant, guys. Well done. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head, but don't touch the head. Now squeeze back with both elbows. So you're right in this position. Keep the forehead down. Fingers touching Jill, fingers touching Joe, fingers touching Mads. Don't touch the back of your head. Elbows high. Now draw a big circle all the way round. Internally rotate both shoulders. Keep the forehead down. Clasp the hands behind the lower back. And just start to work the hands as high behind the back as you can. Continue to breathe. Keep the forehead down. Loving that, Jill. Stay there. Keep the forehead down for me. Bend the elbows to the outside for me, Joe. Pull the hands up the back. Trace up the back. That's it. But don't touch the spine. Stay there, mate. You're perfect. And then we're going to sweep around. We're going with rep 2. We're going back up above your head. Hands straight over your head. Great job. Lift the hands away from the floor. Stay there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to W. Keep the hands and the elbows level. You can see my slight asymmetry with this right side. Stay back there. Hold, forehead down. Stay here. Love that. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the outside. This is great work for anyone doing the 25 press-ups a day challenge. You want to try and balance that challenge out. Great job, Jill. I know you've been doing it, so this will be great for your shoulder health. Stay here, and then hands behind the head. Link your fingers. Don't touch the head. Elbows back. I have been nominated. Robert Dimmer, thank you very much. I may well get to it. I've just been a little bit busy. Keep the elbows back. Keep the hands away from the back of the head. Elbows behind. Great shape. Real steady. Continue to breathe. 3, 2, 1. Now draw this biggest circle you possibly can. All the way around, up into the lower back. Try and take the opposite hand in front and the other hand behind than you did last time. So we're going to alternate that that clasp, if you like, just to make sure we end up symmetrical. Try and pull those hands higher up the back without touching the spine. Elbows high. How much internal rotation can you get on those shoulders? That's beautiful. Well done. Continue to breathe for me. That's 2 reps. Let's go back to the top again. Biceps as close to the ears as you can. Absolutely no elbow flex. Reach over, elevate the hands. Try not to create the movement in your lumbar spine. Keep the forehead down. Looks great, guys. Great swimming exercises as well. Remembering that you can't shoot a cannon from a canoe. Down you come, into W. You want a stronger catch? You want a stronger press in the gym? You need better shoulder mechanics, better shoulder stability. It's not just about reaching for the pressing exercises or the exercises that simulate your swimming stroke. Okay? If you want a stronger swim stroke, you've got to build the stability. Get the elbows off the floor, Mads. Let's go. Reach to the outside here. Into T. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Behind the head. Bit of space between the back of the head and the hands. Elbows back. 9, 8, 7, 6. They're not touching your head, are they, Joe? 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the biggest circle all the way around and behind your back. Pull the hands up the lower back. Keep the space between the spine and your hands. Hold it here. Continue to breathe for me. Same with the bike. If you want a bit of shoulder health on the bike, reach back overhead for me now. Let's go. We've got 2 more rounds. We're just going to breeze through these 2 rounds fairly quickly. Joe, hands to the front. Don't take a rest for me. Keep the forehead down. 4, 3, 2, and W. Let's go. Down you come. You know, that front-loaded position that you have on the handlebar of the bike. trying to work out in the mirror here. There we go. Keep these shoulder blades back and together. You know, that front loaded position that you have permanently on the bike. We've got to build the shoulder stability, so actually that becomes really easy. Reach to the outside now. Straight arms to the side into T. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands behind the head. Prisoner. Don't touch the back of the head. Lengthen the neck. Squeeze back with the elbows. Try and be as tall as you can possibly be from the crown of your head for me. Stay there. Elbows up, man. Hands off your head. Morning Mason. And all the way around. Big reach. Let's go all the way around. Hands in behind your lower back. Pull the hands up the back for me. After this one rep, we've got one more round of the whole thing. Okay, you're doing great, guys. Stay there for me. Continue to breathe. Good job. Also, if you've been doing any sort of park all the way over, park boot camp, let's go all the way over, straight arms over your head. Normally a predominance of pressing with zero pulling, zero shoulder stability other than the pressing. So please kind of just maybe kind of try these exercises once in a while to balance the boot camp. Down you come into W. Shoulder blades back and together. Strong middle. Lengthen out the spine. Knowing also that most issues with the body, out to T, most pain in the body is not caused necessarily by a lack of strength, but actually by a lack of balance. Okay, so here we're just trying to put some balance around that shoulder girdle. Brilliant, guys. And then big circle behind the head. Keep the fingertips and the hands away from the back of the head. Squeeze back with the elbows. Stay here for me. Don't move. Love that. Draw this big circle. This is called a shoulder car when you come all the way around the back here. And actually, I want you to keep the range behind you as much as you can. And then we're coming up the back. Pull the hands up the spine for me, nice and relaxed. 5, 4, 3, keep going, guys. 2, and relax. There you go. Bravo, everybody. Thanks for joining us at Tribal today. We've shared this session complimentary, and we're launching our new Tribal online timetable from Monday. If you're interested in getting involved, contact us at info@go-tribal.co.uk. Hope to see you from Monday. Let me know if you've got any questions. Catch up with you later. Thank you.